Hey everyone, welcome to this month's Global Stampin' Video Hop. My name is Sophia and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Edmonton, Canada. And this month our theme for our blog hop was favorite new punch. So I decided to go with the circle punch. Sorry, I just shook my whole table. I love it. And it comes with this stamp set and I really love the stamp set too. So I decided to feature this in my today's video because I thought that might be fun. All right, so we are gonna go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna be showing you some watercoloring techniques on this card, and it's gonna be with glitter watercolor. So I'm actually using Evening Evergreen. Actually, I guess before I get started, I'll show you what we're making. This is the project we're making, but we're doing it in different colors today. So what I've done is I've stamped and embossed this image and then painted it with glimmer paint. So that's what we're gonna do. So the first thing we're gonna do is use our handy dandy circle punch and punch out a circle like this. The great thing about the circle punch is there's no die cutting. You don't have to get your machine out or anything like that. You just punch and go. So here's my circle. I'm just gonna set that off to the side. Next, I'm gonna get my embossing kit. This time I will use my embossing buddy so you can see how I do that. So basically it's just a little bag filled with powder, I believe. So when you do this, it does kind of make the paper a little bit lighter, but that's okay because we can get that off later. So all this does is it prevents the powder from sticking anywhere else. So from that stamp set, I've used quite a few of these already. This is my favorite. I really like this one. I've used this one, but I didn't really use this, and so that's why I'm featuring this today. And then slowly I'm gonna have to start using these ones too. I haven't tried any of those. All right, so here is the seashells stamp. And I'm just gonna grab my Versamark and ink that up. So basically Versamark is just a really sticky, clear ink, and it will help the powder stick to the surface. Okay, so we're just gonna line that up. Sorry if my head's in the way, guys. I just want it to be perfect. And then stamp. That's pretty good. Okay, so I'm sure you can see it. It's kind of like a clear image, and that powder kind of just makes it stand out even more. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is grab my embossing powder, and this is just white. We're gonna grab the circle and kind of just sprinkle it over top. This is great because before I used to emboss everything just over a piece of paper, and now it's really nice to have a tray where all the powder falls into, because I would have a lot of powder leakage on my table and I just didn't like that. Okay, it also comes with that brush to kind of get rid of embossing powder from where you don't want it, but sometimes it can be too big. Okay, so this is perfect. So now I'm just going to heat emboss this and I will be right back. All right, so I am back and here is how it looks after it's heat embossed. So you can see there's still a little bit of white-ish residue here. And to get that off, I'm just gonna use my adhesive eraser and I'm just gonna kind of rub in the area and it will pick up all of that little dusty effect from there. Just like this. See? Gone. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna paint these shells. So this is my glitter watercolor palette. Isn't it really pretty? It's by Paul Reubens, and I just picked it up on Amazon because I just really like to watercolor. So it's fun to add effects to your cards and stuff with it. For the glitter itself, I find that it's nice over top of images or on dark cardstock, not really alone on white. Okay, so what I did is I just prepped it. I just sprayed some water on it with a water spritzer. You can pick these up at Stampin Up. I will link them below the video. They're actually great for watercoloring, or if you're watercoloring, to just spray the cardstock before you get started. So I also have a little bowl of water, and I'm gonna grab my smaller brush. So this is a size 4. And then we're just gonna start painting. So I'm just gonna kind of put this like that and bring this here. So in the last one, I kind of put like yellow gold tones, and I think I'm gonna do somewhat the same thing in here. We'll start with maybe this yellow color right here. I'm just gonna get some on my brush. I always like to test it and then wipe off the excess water before putting it down on my cardstock. So we'll do the big shell in yellow. Just like that. See how pretty that is? Wow, I love it. Okay, and then I think I'm going to do that little shell right next to it in like an orange. It's nice to use colors that kind of go with the color next to it so that it all kind of comes together. And then I'm also going to use orange for this shell right here. That. Love it. Okay, and then I'm gonna use some pink, and I think I'll grab, just clean that off properly. I'll grab this pink, and we'll do this shell in pink. Okay, and I'll also do this one in pink. The pink comes off a little dark, but when it dries, it looks really nice. And depending on what color your cardstock is, that kind of makes a difference too on what's gonna actually show up. I think I'll grab a little bit more of that one to make it a little brighter. All right, so I think that's enough pink. And then maybe I will do this gold color for the ends. So, ooh, I like that. Looks more orange, but again, when it dries, it will look more gold. Okay. Sorry guys, I get quiet when I'm coloring because I'm like trying to focus so hard. Now if you get like a blob like that, just dampen your brush like on a paper towel or something, and you can pick up some of that excess ink. There, so it's all colored. And now one thing I'm gonna do that I didn't do on my other card is I'm just gonna grab a little bit of, I'm gonna say the gold. And I'm just gonna do a tiny little splatter on the green. just like that. All right. Okay, so now we're just gonna wash our brush, and I'm just gonna set this off to the side to dry. Okay, that's it. You're all done with the palette. I'll just put that there and get rid of this. All right, so while that's drying, we're gonna just prep the rest of the card. So I'm gonna need a greeting, and I'm gonna do that first. I find a lot of times I save my greeting till the end, but lately I've been building my cards from top to bottom, and so we will get the greeting done first. So I'm gonna get that same color, Evening Evergreen. Pull it right out. And I'm gonna stamp my greeting in that. Now in the last one I did thank you. And I think I'll do thank you again. My husband needs a lot of thank you cards, and I appreciate that he takes them from me. So we'll do that. So here is the thank you. It doesn't really matter how it goes on the block, because this paper, I should be able to line it up on there. Okay. So my Evening Evergreen, I don't have a re-inker, and it is kind of dried out. So hopefully this works. Okay, so I'm gonna leave a little bit of space on the end because I wanna have that fishtail there. I'll just stamp it like that. Oh, it actually looks really good. It's perfect. Okay. And then grab my scissors. Oops. And we're just gonna cut straight across here like this. I don't like a lot of white space on my greetings, and so you'll see that what am I trying to say? I cut them pretty close. And just go to the center, and then, ooh, I might have messed that up. Let's not mess it up. There. Okay, it's still a little bit uneven, so I'm just gonna fix that. There. Oh, little error here. Okay. So I'm actually okay with this. This isn't too bad. I could try and fix it further. There. Okay, so I'm okay with this. So I wonder if my little circle is dry. So this is what it looks like when it's dry. It really shines in the sun too, and in the light. And then this is kind of gonna go on just like this. So let's start putting this all together. So set that up over here. So I'm gonna grab a card base. It's just plain white, thick basic white. And I don't know if you've heard me mention this, but I'm not pre-scoring them anymore, because when I do, I tend to always get a lip at the end, and then I have to either cut it off or just flip it over. And so now I just score it myself, and it's been working way better. So there's our card base. On top of our card base, we're gonna add a piece of designer series paper. This might be a little bit bigger than the card, but that's okay because we can just cut off the excess for that. So I will use my Tombow glue. I just want to see actually if this side is going to look prettier than the flowery side. What do you guys think? I wish I could hear you right now. I think I'm gonna go with the flowery side. I don't know why. It just kind of looks better to me. Like the plaid side is really nice, but I just don't feel like it goes with the beach vibe, right? Okay. Oh no. Okay, that's okay. So just like that. That was a baby wipe. And if it's still sticky at the end, we can use that glue eraser. Okay. So let's put this on, line it up on there. And what I like to do, here's a trick. Just do this and then do this, and then at least it's lined up on two sides, and then you only have to cut on one. All right, so there's that. I'm just gonna hold it down, let it completely stick on there. While I'm doing that, I'm just removing some of the lips on the side, and I think we're good. So see, this side and that side are even. I might not even trim that. I might just leave it the way it is. Actually, I'm gonna trim it. Perfectionist in me is calling to trim it. There, but I'm not going to trim anything else. I think that looks good. As long as it's not like really overhanging, you should be good. Okay, next thing we're going to do is I've cut this piece out. This is from Texture Chic. This stamp set and dies. I really like it because it adds a nice piece of texture without making it look really weird. Like, so initially when I was making this card, I thought I would put like a white circle behind it to like make it pop. But then I remembered this die and I was like, that'll look way better. Okay, so with this die, you're just gonna put a little bit of glue on it. So don't squeeze too hard. And when a little spot comes out, just spread it. And I'm not going to put glue everywhere, just in some areas so we can have it stick down. Okay. Some over here. And then also, if you don't put glue down everywhere, it kind of sticks out in some places and it makes it look a little bit more lifted versus flat. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it right in the middle with the wider side on top. Okay. Just like that. Isn't that pretty? And then we're going to grab, where it is? Yes. So this piece, just to accent in the middle. And I think I'm gonna put the plaid side down. So for this one, I'm just trying to think here. On the other one, I did put a piece of twine, but on this one, I may just leave it without twine because I actually think it looks quite nice. I mean, we can test it with the twine to see how it would look. I'll just pull some out here. Luckily, I have Evening Evergreen. So if we were to put twine, let's see how it looks. there and this. You know, I think I kind of like it. I'm gonna put it on. Why not? That's how the original was, so we might as well keep it the same. Okay, so I already have glue on the back, which is great. And then you kind of just line this up through the middle and stick it on the back of the glue. And if you have excess, just cut it off like that. Now you're gonna stick this down right in the middle of the card. Just like that. And now where the twine is, it's a little bit harder to stick down, but I'll show you a trick that will help with that. So what I do is I just take my glue and I just kind of push it on to the back of the cardstock and then push it back down right there. And then it's like a stronger stick. All right, so there's that. And then this guy is gonna come on dimensionals. So I'll just grab those right here. And be mindful of this. This is already gonna lift it. So you just want dimensionals on the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. One, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and let's put it on just like this. Oh, this color palette is so pretty too. I love it. Okay, and then this is also on dimensionals, but just make sure it's not too close to the end there. I'm just gonna put 3 on. I think that's enough. Now I have glue on my hands, so the backings are sticking. You know what? The backings are always sticking. I have very like sticky hands or something, or I must. Okay, so I like that right there, like that. Isn't it so nice? You guys love it. Okay, almost done. So the last thing we need is my bow. I'm gonna do that last actually. And we need some embellishments. Where did I put those embellishments? Oh, there they are. So I'm just doing pearls to match with the ocean theme. And I will use this because it just makes life way easier. So this is the take your pick tool. It has like a gummy side at the end there, and it helps you pick up your embellishments, and I really like that. You can use as many or as little as you like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like to kind of put them around too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'll add one more right there. Actually, that's 2 in line with the other one. So we'll take it and we'll move it. Oh, okay. That one's not working. We'll take it. Actually, I'll get a bigger one. That might be nicer anyhow. Do I want it up there or down here? Let's do there. Okay, so there's that. Oh, I like the green one way better, you guys. Okay, and then last but not least, a bow. I usually like to put the twine on this side when I'm doing my bows. And leave yourself some excess space on the end to decide how big you're gonna want your bow, and just make sure they don't twist. So here's mine. I usually don't cut it off the spool until I've made it. Okay, this looks good to me. So I'm just gonna trim it, and then we're gonna set it down right there. And for that, I have a glue dot somewhere. You know, I like this color scheme. I don't know, is it scheme? Color scheme, yes. A lot better than the other one. The other one was really cute though too. And I'm actually gonna put my bow this way this time. Just 'cause. There. What do you guys think? I love it. Okay, so here are the two cards. You can see on this one I left a little bit of a white border, but I thought that that looked really cool with the Starry Sky cardstock. And this one's, I wanted to have the full background like that. Anyway, so these are my cards. This is a great stamp set. If you don't already have it, I'd grab it. That circle punch is like true keeper, and you can use it for so many different things. I will link everything I've used below. Maybe not the Paul Reubens set. If you go to amazon.ca and search for Paul Reubens glitter watercolor paint or glimmer watercolor paint, it should pop up. If you have any questions, please pop them below in the comments and I will get back to you. And if not, have a lovely rest of your day. Make sure you go to the next person in the hop and check out what their favorite punch is in the new catalog. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.